there's things in the Bible that implies that a person is spiritual if they follow the Bible. But people will look at that and say, that's a religious guy. Do you see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
We're
trading terminology.
Tell him what he's won.
This is Caesar Walker, the cool, calm, collected one.
And I'm Ronnie Gatrey, the emotional one.
And we are the Tipping Point Podcast, your source for the black male's perspective.
Tipping Point Podcast.
What's the difference? What does it mean to be spiritual? I've always wanted to ask somebody this question.
I feel like it's rooted in your personal relationship with God, right? For me, and I think I talked about this on our Why I Left the Church episode. For me, though, it is just like there are certain aspects of religion that I've questioned over the years that no one has the answers to. And I just keep backtracking and thinking, well, who came up with this? Like, who said this? Like, what is this a derivative of? Why are we doing this? Why do I have to sit here in the church? You know what I mean? Not getting answers like that, it's kind of turned me off from religion.
Okay.
And so I and this is just my experience. One of the things that has always been on my heart, even when I was heavily going to church, was just the way God's children should be treated at all times. You know, viewing everyone regardless of what they're going through as a child of God. Right? So there's a responsibility there for us as Christians that I don't think, given my arena of religious understanding, I just don't think there's enough of an emphasis on that.
Okay.
So you talk about a mechanism that seemingly led me away from religion. There are two examples of such.
But is there anything wrong with being considered religious?
No.
So why do we run away from that label and find a new one in terms of spiritual?
Just because religion encompasses different things for different people.
So the spirituality.
Okay. I'm not saying one's better than the other. I'm just telling you where I am.
I guess I'm just trying to, and I'm just trying to understand, because I hear that a lot.
Okay.
I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. And I'm always like, okay, what's the distinction? You know what I'm saying?
To
like,
me,
when am I being religious versus when am I being spiritual?
Right.
Enough for you to say adamantly, I'm not this, I'm this.
Oh.
It seems to me when people refer to themselves as spiritual, they're trying to be detached from a particular religion. That's how I take it. Like, they don't necessarily believe in a God, but they believe in spirituality. Like, there is like some supernatural existence that's
I'm other.
Yeah.
Well, I'm different from that.
That's how, when you say spiritual versus religion,
I guess what I'm trying to get you to understand is that is just as ambiguous as religious.
Okay.
And I always, and I would ask you the same question I would ask the next person who says that. What's the difference? At what point do you cross over back into religion?
What does religion support?
What does religion support?
I would say it's a specific belief.
And a specific series or set of actions.
I think religion is like a certain approach people take in terms of their spiritual life, right? It's a certain approach people take. That's a broad definition, but
sure.
That's what I would look at religion as.
Well, and it may be cliche to say it, but I love this comparison. You know, in the South, we love to say college football is religion, right? And there's a lot of truth to that, in my opinion. Whatever religion you choose under the realm of college football, there's a series of actions and activities that must be adhered to if you choose that religion.
Okay.
So with the church, I think that comes from the emphasis or impact of church. to a degree.
Gotcha.
We congregate on Saturday afternoon at our stadium, and we root our team on and we sing songs.
What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that. Just because it's not for me doesn't mean it's wrong, per se. Auburn football's not for me. It's not. Am I wrong for that?
Sure.
I am?
No. You're not wrong. You're not wrong in that analogy. But I guess what confuses me with that is that why are some so dogmatic to not be labeled this, labeled religious, but I'm this?
Because I've attached.
Because if there's nothing wrong with it, why do we vehemently reject one?
Is it a rejection, Walker? I think you're taking it like
You're
that.
a religious guy. Okay, now what? What do you do with that? What do you do with that?
Nothing. I say, well, Walker, you're entitled to your opinion.
Okay.
I know what I am. Like, you can't tell me what I am.
And you are what?
I'm Ronnie Gatrey.
But you're what? What did you say earlier?
Oh, I'm spiritual. Yeah.
Okay. What makes you spiritual?
It's just because, it's just
Okay, all right.
No. It stems from a series of questions. Have you ever wondered why there's so many churches?
Have you ever wondered why there's so many churches?
Have you ever wondered why there's streets with churches across the street from each other?
No.
You never wondered that?
Not really.
These are thoughts I've had.
Okay.
These are thoughts I still have.
Okay.
And then those thoughts even transpire to, gosh, if I'm fortunate enough to make it to heaven, are there going to be churches on across the street from each other? We're going to be of one, right?
Sure.
Singing in harmony together.
Sure.
Right. To me, the act of that is spiritual.
The act of
what I deem heaven to be like.
Okay.
That is not a religious thing. Now, the concept of heaven and hell could be a derivatives of religion. Sure.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I just think you have to. I think. Yeah, I guess I've never questioned those, and you're well within your rights to question it. I just know we serve a perfect God who made a conscious decision to operate in this earth through imperfect people, and a lot of the things that people question or have issues with are a direct result of the imperfect people God commissioned to work through in this earth,
which we're going to talk about and discuss or trash.
Okay.
Yes, and I agree with that wholeheartedly.
So I think that throws a lot of people, and in an effort to what I think Black said earlier, distance themselves from something they either don't agree with, have issues with, or just don't understand.
Right.
Is that fair?
That is very fair. Yeah.
But you still got people in other doing things, doing stuff.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like, when does it, if that's the issue, when does it stop?
That's a good question.
If that's really the problem.
Right.
Right?
Right.
I am asking as a person just really wanting to know, what does that mean?
That's the best I can give it to you.
Gotcha. Okay.
Are you religious, Black?
If there was a spectrum and you had...
You're so rude. Go ahead, Black.
So like, say you had like spirituality on one end and religion on the other, and it's from like 0 to 10, I'd be more like 6, 7 on the side of religion.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be like a 10 like Gat. And
wow, I'm a 10.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You go to church sometimes.
I do.
You're a 7?
I say 6.
6? Why 6?
We can't use 7. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my goodness.
Look, Kevin Samuels fodder there.
Yeah.
But why would you say 6?
Because since I became an adult and I've been giving the choice on my own whether or not I'm going to go to church, I've chosen not to go.
Right.
But I was raised in the church.
I would
think that if I'm going to be more like a 9 or 10, I would need to be more involved in the church.
I think 6 is high for you.
Okay. I'll take it.
What do you think?
I would not have guessed 6.
Yeah, I think that's
with you on that.
I think that's kind of high for you.
I was gonna let him finish, but yeah.
What do you think, Gad?
What I think you are?
Yeah.
I don't think you're religious at all.
At all.
Why do you say that? I would like to hear that.
Well, you
okay, let me ask you this. No. I'm making some assumptions. Let me ask you this. Do you pray?
Regularly, no. But I will.
You will pray. So you'll pray for somebody.
Yes.
Do you pray for eat your food?
No.
Okay.
Well, sometimes
depending
if
on the
I was like
circumstances.
really hungry, and I got exactly what I wanted, I'll drop a prayer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I appreciate you for this, man.
When that pandemic hit in the beginning,
that's funny.
there was some praying.
You praying? Yeah.
Oh yeah, you like you didn't know what you were gonna get. Like,
But see, that's my point. That's my point.
yeah, in the crunch, I pray.
That's my point. That is my point.
Why can't I be a 6 then?
Get it off, Walker. Get it off.
This is my. I didn't say he was a 0 or 1, but
That's what I said.
I didn't say that. I was gonna give you a strong 2. Strong 2.
So you say I'm more spiritual than I'm religious.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know. I'm just saying you're religious on a scale of 1 to 10.
Oh, no spirituality.
No
involved.
spirituality
Okay.
in it.
Okay.
It's. I mean, again, I hear a lot of Christians say that they're spiritual. Have you heard that?
Never.
Yes, deaf Christians say that they're spiritual.
I'm being
because-
sarcastic.
But you see what I'm saying? You see how ambiguous that is? Mm-hmm. It almost seems like we have just picked a new label.
Because Christianity is your religion.
There's things in the Bible that implies that a person is spiritual if they follow the Bible. But a people will look at that and say, that's a religious guy. Do you see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
We're
trading terminology.
Tell him what he's won. That's all I'm hearing for people. And it seems like being religious, you want to dodge some of the preconceived notions that are associated with that label. So I'll just go to this label.
I just want somebody to answer my questions.
What's your question? Oh,
I have a series of them.
we'll talk afterwards.
I guess one of the things is that, like, even though I don't go to church like I should, being raised in the church, it still informs a lot of decisions I make to this day.
Really?
Yeah, it's like, it's certain things that I won't do because that's not how I was raised. And I was raised in the church. I don't know if that could get me up to a 3 on your scale.
That might get you up to a 3, Black. I'll accept that.
I mean, just because it was like
that.
instilled in me as a child, it's like it's still things that I would not do.
He's proving my point for me.
I don't mind
That's
proving
what
your
I'm not
point.
saying anything.
Yeah, that's fine. But that's what I'm saying. Like this, like you're bringing to life what I said earlier. Like religion is baked into who we are, especially if that's your background. It's even if you don't go to church no more, there's things to this day that are a part of you that you still do and honor, right?
Yes.
Even me, yeah. I still pray before I eat.
So I'm just like,
Just be religious is what you're saying.
I'm like, okay, you ain't religious, but all right.
Walk like a duck, quack like a duck.
But I'm a dog. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. This is an interesting conversation, though.
What does this have to do with marriage?
You just mentioned that you were spiritual.
Oh, you're circling back. Okay.
You were talking about the whole spirituality part and then religious. You were on the spiritual side, and I was like, we're coming right back to that.
Gotcha. And we did.
Keep Your Point Podcast.